guys, Blind Slayer here. Going to try to pump these videos out with a little more frequency here, and one way I'm going to do that is delving behind the memories that we hold with our video games. Playing it on the screen, that's only half the enjoyment, because sometimes it's about the place you were, what you're doing, hanging out with friends, just everything that comes along with a game. And part of the series is going to focus on the games that don't get a lot of love. For example, we got Elevator Action right here. Doesn't get critically panned, or a lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about it, but not a lot of people have a lot of good things to say about it either, because it's kind of clunky. It's a little bit of a mess here, but you know what, I remember there's about, I'd say, good 2 years when I was in the arcades that I just couldn't get out of that arcade without playing the game once. Heck, even today, if I'm walking through an arcade, one of the few that are still existing, if I see the machine in there, I'm plunking quarters in there. To me, it just had a real cool dynamic to it, because you didn't really see a lot of, gunplay at the time that, kind of looked more like a spy, infiltrating an entire business, and granted, there was not much story. It was literally, what you see is what you get, but, I mean, the game itself, I just really, really liked, I even we even had like our little couch when, I was little, and the 3 sections, where I would just grab a toy gun, and I would pretend to rappel down, and basically, the middle section was the elevator, the 2 sections on the side, and just pretending that, these, they were playing Elevator Action, and I mean, it was fun, and anything that a kid will use his imagination to recreate outside of what he's experiencing, it has to have a good effect on it, and it was another one of those games where you put it on your list, that you want, but just never end up picking it up. And I remember that late in the Nintendo's life cycle, Super Nintendo had already come out, and I was already kind of focusing on that. But around this time, I would go to Walmart, and they would have this whole section of games that are just behind the counter that were like going for like $10-15 a piece, and it would be like Ghosts and Goblins, you'd have Strider, a lot of Capcom, some of these games that weren't new by any standards, but they were still really good. And I saw Elevator Action was in there, and I was one of those things where I was like, why have I not picked this up yet? So I did, brought it home, played it a few times. It was just as fun as it was before. And I remember a friend of mine coming over, and he had a bunch of new games that he just rented, or that he just picked up, and we traded, and that was the last I ever saw of Elevator Action, He moved away, and I don't know why, it must have slipped my mind that he even had the game, but, bottom line is I played it maybe 2-3 times, and then it was gone again, but hey, I think I had a volleyball game of his, so, but, yeah, it was an awesome game, and back in the day, as far as I remembered it, I still have fun playing it, It is not amazing by any stretch of the imagination on its own merits, but like I say, sometimes it's not about, the development, the story, the progression, Sometimes it's about everything that's going on in your life around it, because, that's one thing that we seem to forget, You can recreate the game playing experience when you're younger, but sometimes you can't really recreate the nostalgia, And that's kind of what I want to keep alive here, because I know a lot of people will get a game, that they loved when they were really little. They'll play it, and they're like, for some reason this sucks now, and then they go through the whole, it's just because I'm older, it's because I'm used to better games, it's because, I just don't have time for this anymore, or, whatever the reason may be. But you know what, sometimes I think the reason why is because you don't always keep the nostalgia alive with it, because the nostalgia is not just one centralized little orb. It's everything around the experience that you need to keep alive, keep remembering, and it's not just going back to being 8 years old playing Zelda. It's going back to being 8 years old playing Zelda, eating whatever snacks you did at the time, maybe whatever, this is my post-Disney afternoon game or something, and it's just everything that kind of combines together, and that's kind of what I want to bring back for this little series here, just couple games, you know, that may not get a lot of love, some that actually do, that I still have some good memories of, and I encourage you guys to do the same, you know, because, you know, you can play games as long as you want. You can play them with blinders, you can play them with, you know, whatever rose-colored goggles you have, but when it comes right down to it, it's the memories that you make with the game that make them so awesome to go back to. And like I say, you know, we're gonna rock through a bunch of games here that, you know, are both, like I say, you know, unloved gems. You know, and you know, we're gonna, heck yeah, we're gonna talk about Mario 3, of course. You know, it's an awesome game. Everyone knows it, but you know what? Everyone's got a different story. What they were doing, how they were playing it. You know, when they received it. You know, all that. And I think sometimes that's just as cool and interesting as the games themselves. You know, and so anyway, hopefully I'll be pumping these out here with some pretty good frequency, and yeah, hopefully you guys stick around and check them out and throw some insight your way, you know. Wow, throw some insight my way, maybe, you know. And see what games you had a lot of memories growing up with, you know. Good, bad, otherwise, doesn't matter, because, you know, you know what, I sat here and I'm walking around my apartment and I'm thinking, you know what, I should really do this video. You know why? Because I got an awesome outro line. You know, I was going to say, you know, great games can cause good memories, but great memories can also make good games. Then it got to that point where I was going to say it, you know, but I'm like, I can't do that with a straight face. That's just stupid. So, whatever. We're not going to do any sort of intro, outro sort of thing, you know. We're just going to say, you know what, I'll see you guys next video. Outro line right here. Bye.